Beachwood takes a timeout. What is going on? No, you didn't do anything. What is going on here? Sorry about that, folks. My live stream said it was live on my computer here. Everything looked like it was going. Apparently it's not. So here's where we're at. It's the second quarter with 6:40 left to go. Crestwood's up 8-0 on a Nate Blasio touchdown and 2-point conversion. It's 3rd and 6. Oh, man. They got a bomb down the field. It is caught and brought in. That's probably Pinckney if I had to guess down near the Crestwood 35. Their quarterback, Larry Clark, took a bruising hit on that pass. $28-yard pitch and catch. First and 10 Bison at the Crestwood 32 with 6:02 left to go in the second quarter. Again, my apologies, folks, on the stream. Everything here said it was going. I had no indication that it wasn't. So. My partner Bryce is very sick and off this week. Let's see, Pinckney's got the ball. Direct snap to him. He's looking for room up the middle. He fights and bobs and weaves, but he breaks free. He's stopped to the races down the sideline. Finally brought down. Januska on the tackle. Check that. Bryce Gill on the tackle. And Crestwood's going to take a timeout. My partner, Bryce, my son Bryce, who usually helps me, is very sick. I'm fighting something myself. I took a whole bunch of ibuprofen and cough drops just to get up here and get this online, and that's kind of disappointing that it wasn't going for the first entire quarter. My wife was up here helping me tonight. She's doing the scoreboard stuff and trying to avoid me so she doesn't get sick too. But because of her job, she could get called away at any moment. So if that happens, our scoreboard, all that I will be able to do is the score itself. I won't be able to keep up with the camera and the downs and yards. I'll just have to tell you what they are. So my apologies again, folks. I look forward to bringing you these games. And it's really disappointing that it wasn't live. I thought it's everything said that it was. So here we go. First and 10, Beachwood Bison at the Crestwood 11. I was saying in the pregame that Crestwood has given up. I'm sorry, Beachwood has given up 36 points or more in every game so far. So it's shotgun. He's going to roll out, throw to his right, and it's caught down around the 9. Bryce Gill on the tackle. It'll be second and 7. They can get a first down if they get inside the 1-yard line. Second and 7, Beachwood at the 8. Defense really needs to put something together here. Shotgun. Quarterback's going to roll left, and he's going to keep it. He's got the ball. He's looking for some space, and there's none, and he is brought down hard. That was Nolan Huntington in on the tackle. A couple of the Red Devils. It's going to be 3rd and 7 at the 8-yard line. Really no gain on that play. 4:07 to go in the first half. Clock is ticking, and Beachwood's taking their time getting the play in here. Guess they want to keep the ball out of our hands as long as they can. So Martez Pinckney is in the shotgun, and he's going to roll, keep it roll right. He's going to throw, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Number 8, Jonathan Owens, drops what should have been a Beachwood touchdown. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. Check that. 4th and 7 at the Crestwood 8-yard line. And I said earlier, but I don't think I was live yet. When before the game, when Crestwood was out here, when both teams were out on the field warming up, Crestwood was running plays, doing stretches, getting worked out. Beachwood was kicking field goals and punting. So I think they plan on doing a lot of both tonight. Their first attempt at a field goal is going to be from the 13-yard line. Kick is up. Oh, that's blocked! And picked up, and they try to advance it, and then stopped. Basically right back at the line of scrimmage. And that's where Crestwood will take over, deep in our own territory with 2:38 to go in the second quarter. So here we go. Going to stay in the shotgun formation. Charlie's in the quarterback. Charlie Summers got 2 wide receivers on the right. One's moving left to right. Right to left, sorry. Handoff is to Blasio. And he's got a bunch of running room. He's got 1 guy, 2 guys to beat. Pushes one, pushes another one, and he's off to the races, folks. He gets a couple blocks, and he's gone! Maple Hill for a Crestwood touchdown! 93 yards to pay dirt. The kid had 254 yards rushing last week against Wycliffe. 11 carries of more than 20 yards, and there's one tonight that goes for 93. That's almost half the yards he had last week in 1 carry. And he was the workhorse. Obviously, you didn't get to see it. He was the workhorse the first quarter that got us from one end of the field to the other. Probably rushed for, if I had to guess, 55 or 60 yards already. Add to that 90, and the kid's already over 100. On probably less than 10 carries. So Crestwood's going to go for 2. We have no kicker, so that Januska's going to take it. He's going to bounce his way into the end zone for the two-point conversion. And that'll make your score Crestwood 16, Beachwood 0. That literally took 15 seconds. That possession took 15 seconds off the clock. So. What an incredible run. That's the other thing, folks. I won't have the instant replay running tonight. I apologize. It's just there's too much else going on right now. Next week, we'll be back here at home. Next Friday, we'll be back here on Friday instead of Thursday night. And we will, hopefully, if everybody's feeling better, we'll have everything back to normal. We'll get your instant replays. We'll get your everything will be like it was before. So Jake Iron will tee up the ball at the Crestwood 40-yard line. Doesn't get a big running start, only 5 yards. Trying to control where the ball goes and who gets it. It looks like Beachwood's caught on to that. They moved Pinckney up a little bit. And the kick is away. It's a little squib kick. Picked up about the 32. Number 10 has it, and he's got some room. He's running into a wall. He gets past the 50. Whoa, some bumbling and stumbling up there. I saw some feet up in there for a second there. But does get across the 50-yard line down to about the 47 of Crestwood. Not what we needed right there. Excuse me again, folks. I'm fighting some kind of bug here. Looks like they're going to stay in the shotgun with Pinky in the backfield. He's going to take it. He's looking for some room to run, and he doesn't have much. He's fighting, and he's dragged down from behind. That's number 6, Bryce Giel on the tackle. No, the announcer here said Bryce Bennett, but I saw Bryce Giel. But we'll give them both credit. How's that sound? Good job, Bryces. So the loss of 6 will bring up 2nd and 16 back in their own territory at their own 47. They got to get to the Crestwood 37 for a first down. 1:32 to go in the first half. Larry Clark, quarterback, is back in shotgun with 4 wide. And he's looking for somebody to throw to. And he's one up. He's got a receiver down there, but almost picked off. That was A.J. Januska on the coverage. They went for the home run, and we were there to prevent it. It's like Crestwood's going to take a timeout with 1 minute to go in the first half. Again, folks, my apologies for the late start on the stream. Everything said we were live. Looked like we were live, and we weren't live. So I'm not sure what happened. So back to the action. 1 minute ago. They're going to go shotgun with Pinky in the backfield. Alone, 4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Man in motion, right to left. And they're going to blow the play dead. False start. Beachwood, that'll back them up 5 more. So instead of 3rd and 16, it'll be 3rd and 21. Back at their own 42-yard line. Got to get to the Crestwood 37 for a first down with a minute to go. Pinky again in the backfield. Takes a direct snap, but it looks like he's going to flip it. Nope, he kept it. He's really got nowhere to run. He hits a wall of defenders. A brood of devils over there. I believe they said Crestwood took another timeout. So 52 seconds left. It's going to be 4th and 21 Beachwood. Way back at their own 42-yard line. So as a head coach, you got a conundrum here because if you don't punt the ball, you're probably your odds of getting a first down on 4th and 21 are slim to none. If you do punt the ball, you give Nate Blasio another chance. Only took him 12 seconds to run 93 yards on the last score. But it looks like Januska is going to drop back deep, so Beachwood is in their punt formation. Looks like Pinky does the punting as well. And the punt's away. Januska's up around the 33-yard line, and he's got a little bit. Oh, it makes a good move. Cuts it back, and he's got room to run. He's got a blocker in front, and all he has to do is not get caught from behind him. Januska is off to the races. One guy beat, and he's dragging him and pulling him and throws him out of bounds. I lost it, sorry. Inside the 10. Down around the 6-yard line. Where are they going to spot it? 7-yard line. What a return. And that was absolute disaster for Beachwood. The last thing you wanted to happen. You knew you had to keep the ball away from Blaziola as it was. And you gave it to Januska, who punished you for it. So 31 seconds left. Crestwood's going to have the ball first and goal at the 7. And this, with no kicker, this is 4-down territory, folks. Beachwood's going to take a timeout to think it over. Figure out how they want to stack up their defense to try to stop Blaziola, who I'm fairly certain is going to get the ball here. My wife just had to tell me she was proud of herself because everything was right on the scoreboard. On what you're seeing at home matches is what's live here. 31 seconds left. First and goal to 7. What's that? Oh, you got 30? Oh, see? She was wrong. It's only 30 seconds. It's actually 31 on the clock. We'll forgive her. We're testing out some new scoreboard software today, so I was expecting my son Bryce to be here helping us test it out. So, with 31 ticks to go on the clock in the first half, Crestwood's going to line up in a shotgun formation. Summers back with Blaziola on his left hip, 2 wide receivers to the right, but they're all kind of tight. Staying in a tight formation, the screams run, handoff is to Blaziola, who's got room, dices, weaves, bobs, pushes his way in for the Crestwood touchdown. Touchdown number 3 for Blaziola. This one was a measly 7 yards, so on his last 2 carries, he has 100 yards total. And that took 4 seconds off the clock. 27 ticks to go. Crestwood's going to have to go for 2. Crazies are getting loud down here. I can hear him up here. Got a man in motion. Charlie's going to roll out to the right. He looks. Got a guy in the back. End zone. Touch. I'm sorry. Touchdown. Extra point is good. Who caught that? That is A.J. Januska for the 2-point conversion. 27 ticks to go on the clock. Crestwood 24, Beachwood 0. Ironman's going to tee up the ball to 40-yard line. And kick is away. What a beauty. Kick back to the 20-yard line. Runner's got some room, but he is met, grabbed, and tackled up around the 36-yard line. Corey Bernowskis in on the tackle. Number 28, Aiden Long, in there as well. All right. Beachwood's going to have the ball first and 10 at the 36 with 20 ticks to go on the clock here. Down 24 to nothing. Looks like quarterback Larry Clark is back, and they're going to go 4 wide. And he's looking. Oh, he's got devils in his face. He's got caught from behind. Oh, that's a fumble. Ball's loose. Crestwood jumps on it. Check that. That was Jacob Thomas. I did not see who came up with the football. Looks like Crestwood did. So it is a turnover. I'm sorry, I never saw an official throw an arm in any direction, but it is Crestwood's football. First and 10 from the Beachwood 12-yard line with 9 seconds left to go on the clock. And it looks like we're kind of in a let's just go in at halftime with nobody hurt formation. Charlie takes a snap, just downs the football. And that'll do it for the first half here. Jack Lambert Stadium with your Crestwood Red Devils 24, Beachwood Bison 0. Just another absolutely gorgeous football night here, top the hill in Manaway. Again, my apologies for the late start. I don't know what happened. But it's just how my luck has gone lately. Like I said, I woke up sick this morning. Fighting it off as best I could just to get this thing going, and then it doesn't go. So something in the way the stars aligned just didn't want that first quarter to be shown live, I guess. So I'm going to take a little break. Going to turn my microphone towards the field as the Beachwood and Crestwood bands share their halftime performances. And I'm going to take a little break. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. And we'll be back.
Tonight, we honor the legendary rock and Bon Jovi, taking on a journey back to some of their greatest hits. So to open things up, I play my part, you play your game, because darling, you give love a bad name. Thunder, we're gonna shake things up. Literally, check out our man's moves. There ain't no doctor that can cure me, just like bad medicine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you tonight the 2023 Scarlet Guard. The band will be playing their show entitled Boxed In, arranged by Alex Levy. Music includes Bring Me to Life, Aha, Lux Harumpy, All's Hell That Ends Well, and Wine Park C. What box are you? Can you break free, or are you destined to stay in the box? Featuring soloists Megan Autry and Abigail Jordan. Now introducing drum majors Hannah Baby and McKay Sandhall. Thank you so much to the Crestwood band, boosters, and Crestwood Middle Schools for their tremendous support of music education in the Crestwood band program. Let's go Red Devils. To the concession stand to claim your prize.
All right, we are back here live. The band is making their way off the field. The Devils are warming up down in their own end zone. Bison are loosening up on the other side of the field, and I think I noticed in the chat, I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat live usually, but I did notice that somebody in there said that I had an echo on my mic, and I think I figured out what it was. Oh, hopefully that echo is gone. Thank you to whoever it was.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for some good local food, head to Jake at 4680 Prospect Street. They have daily specials and they're open every day until 9 p.m. besides for Sunday.
So we'll bring you back up to date here on this special Thursday edition of Friday Night Rocks. The Crestwood Red Devils are beating the Beachwood Bison 24-0 on the back of 3 Nate Blasiol touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, also by Blasiol, and 1 by Wyatt Januska. Beachwood threatened deep. They got down to the Crestwood 7 and decided to try to kick a field goal, and a field goal was blocked, which is why they're sitting at 0 right now. Again, this is kind of a rebuild year for Beachwood. The Pinckney brothers, the older one graduated, Marquise. Martez is still here doing everything he can to help his team, but there are a lot of underclassmen on the roster. They're sophomore quarterback. They're, like I said, they're kind of like where we were last year. There's a couple of seniors, but a lot of underclassmen rebuilding for next year and the year after, kind of like we were last year. And I apologize again, I am fighting a little bit of a bug here. So you might hear me sniffling and sneezing and coughing once in a while, but I'm going to do my best to bring you all the action. Let's see if I can bring something up really quick here. Let's take a look at this really quick. Here's the division, the CVC Valley Division standings currently. Crestwood and Kirtland both at 3-1, which the Kirtland being there is no surprise, but maybe we are all a little bit surprised by the Crestwood being so high, especially after the first half at Bristown. But since then, we've played amazing. It's been lights out football for Crestwood since then, so no surprise that Kirtland's there, but maybe a little bit of surprise that we're there. But before we go get too excited, I want you to know that Kirtland's only loss was at home. It was their first loss at home in 56 games. And they lost to the Perry Pirates, who are ranked number 5 in the state right now. And it was a very close game. So we do play Kirtland in a couple weeks, and we're going to have to really game plan for them. So let's get back to the live action on the field here. As Crestwood's going to have to kick off, as we had the ball to start the game. But if things continue the way that they seem to be going, that game against Kirtland at the end of the season, Game 9, is going to determine who walks away with the CVC Valley Championship. Both teams, if they continue the way we're playing, should make a playoff run this year, hopefully getting a Crestwood wants a home game. The kick's away. Ironman kicks it back over the 20-yard line. He's going to pick it up inside the 10. He's going to try to run it back, and he's got nothing but red in front of him. Uh-oh. But he's got a little bit of room down here on the sideline. Grabbed at the 30. He's still driving, still pushing, bobbing and weaving up to the 35 till his forward progress is finally stopped. Host of Red Devils in there on the tackle.
Tackled by Jake Ironman.
See, the announcer down there has binoculars and stuff, so I don't know if you heard it or not, but he said Jake Ironman made the actual final tackle. Number 56. Sophomore in at linebacker. So Beachwood's going to have the ball. Pinckney's going to be back in a shotgun formation. They're going to have 4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. I don't think Pinckney does a whole lot of passing. So I would imagine there's something. Oh, yeah, I forgot to switch cameras. Did that work? My gosh, sorry about that. I'm running the one camera, and I forgot to switch back to it. I apologize. Jeez, ow. It's not going right for me today. But thanks for bearing with me, folks. Glad to have you here. We got 2nd and 10. There was no gain on that handoff there. That went nowhere. If you or anyone you know would like to volunteer to assist us, please reach out to me, thecoachjason@hotmail.com. All one word, thecoachjason@hotmail.com. Shoot me an email. I would love to get you up here, train you. Operate a camera. You can operate the camera switchers, computer. There's all kinds of equipment up here that we could use some help with. But here we go. Shotgun formation. The quarterback hands off to Pinckney, and he's running out of room fast. He is met and drugged down by a host of Red Devils.
Tackled by Tristan Addis.
Tristan Addis, they say, is on the tackle back at the 30-yard line. Going to lose 3 on the play. Check that. They'll give him the 32. But it is 3rd and 13 for the Bison. They're going to go 4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Trying to find my roster with their names on it so I can tell you who's who. Quarterback is in trouble. He's rolling out. He's looking deep. He's got a man down here, but he's got a lot of help. And it's broken up.
Jacob Thomas's pass is incomplete.
It's number 6, Bryce Giel, on the pass breakup.
Broken up by Bryce Giel. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 13.
So that's going to bring up 4th down. Pinckney's back to the punt formation. We got Wyatt Januska back deep for Crestwood. When I say deep, he's up around the Crestwood 45-yard line. It looks like he's not expecting it to be a really deep punt. Or maybe just making sure they don't fake it on us. So the snap is back. Pinckney has it, and the kick is away. It is a short one. Trying to get a good roll. Bounces down, and Beachwood will down it inside the 50 at about the 47-yard line of Crestwood. So we're going to have great field position here to start the first drive of the second half. Crestwood's already to the line, and Beachwood's not even ready yet. They're trying to figure out where they're at. Crestwood's going to go 4 wide, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Blasiol's on Charlie Summers' hip. 1st and 10 at the 47. We've got a man in motion, and the handoff is to Blasiol, who goes right up the middle. And that middle has been open, and he's bobbing and weaving and spinning. Gets the Crestwood 1st down, up over the 40 and down to the 39 of the Bison. 8:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. That'll be 1st and 10 Crestwood. All right, Crestwood's going to go 3 wide again. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Blasiol's on Summers' right hip. Got a man in motion. And the handoff again to Blasio. And he's going to cut, look for some room, cut, bob, weave, push, pump. He cuts some more and finally drug down after about a 13-yard gain. Inside the Beachwood 30, down to the 27-yard line. Martez Pinckney in on the tackle. Looks like we might have an injury here for the Bison. Looks like the young man is up and he's okay. That was number 10, Braylon Hilliard. It's like I got a little stinger. I expect he'll be back. He ran off the field under his own power, no problem. Might have been a cramp even. Sometimes that happens. So the Januska brothers are wide for Crestwood, one to the left, one to the right. We got Blasio in the backfield with Summer, and it's a pitch. Blasio has it. He's up around the right side. He's got all kinds of daylight up there. He's off to the races, and he's in for the Crestwood touchdown. Oh, there's penalty markers on the field. It's going to come back. It's back in the area of holding. And it is holding. Oh, blocking the back, Crestwood.
That's Crestwood.
So that'll negate a 27-yard touchdown run by Blasio. And it's actually going to move the ball back 10 yards. However, check that. It's only going to be 5 yards. First and 15. Crestwood at the Bison 33-yard line. We're going to go two wide, one left, one right. Blasio's in on Summers' hip, and he takes the ball again, and he runs just like the last play. Maybe this time there won't be a flag, and he's in for the Crestwood touchdown. No laundry on the field this time. 33 yards. So he's got a 7-yard touchdown, a 33-yard touchdown, and a 93-yard touchdown. And forgive me, I forget how long the other one was. My statistician has the night off, or the season off, technically. So Crestwood's going to have to go for two, not because they want to run the score up, but because we don't have a kicker. So we're going to go four wide, two to the left, two to the right. Blasio's on Charlie's right hip, and Charlie's looking to pass. He drops back. He's looking left. He's got a man across the middle of the backfield. I believe that was A.J. Januska. Two-point conversion is good. Excuse me. That brings your score to 30 for Crestwood and 0 for Beachwood. Right. All right, sorry about that. We're back after a short break there. I had to turn the mic down so I could cough. Like I said, I'm fighting something. But doing my best to bring you all the action here tonight from Jack Lambert Stadium. Ironman's going to tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. And there's a whistle as we approach the ball. Not sure what that was all about. We're going to try it again. And the kick is away, and it's another good one. It bounces at the 25, picked up at the 21. And he's running out of room fast. He cuts it back. That is...
Jacob Thomas on the return.
That was Jacob Thomas returning the football for Beachwood. Brought down by a host of Red Devils. A brood, if you will.
Brought down by Bryce Gill.
Bryce Gill in on another tackle. It's his second or third special teams tackle tonight.
They're going to start 1st and 10 from their own 31 yard line.
So 1st and 10 Beachwood at their own 31. 5:32 to go in the third quarter. Martez Pinckney's going to stand in at quarterback. He's typically a running back. He doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. He's got 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right. He's got a man in motion left to right, and he's just going to follow up the middle. He's looking for some room, but it runs out on him quick. Picks up a couple. Looks like they're going to give him 3 yards on the carry. Noah Horn in on the tackle there.
It's going to go 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Bison from their own 34 yard line.
Crestwood's got some substitutions in right now. Number 22 down here is freshman Luke Zasnewski. I believe I told you guys a couple weeks ago to watch out for that name. You're going to hear him probably in the next 2-3 years. He's an outstanding athlete. So Pinckney's back. He's got 5 wide, 1 in motion. And he's going to fake the handoff to him. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run right up the middle. He's got room, and he's off to the races. He is fast, and I don't think we're going to catch him. He is gone. Touchdown, Beachwood. Well, he's a special athlete. You gotta respect him, even when you're up 32. He can still turn it on and change the game. So Beachwood does have a kicker. He's going to attempt the extra point. Beachwood had a guy running off the field. I wasn't sure if they were trying a trick play because he didn't seem to want to get off the field. But the kick is up, and it is good. So 3:54 to go in the third quarter. Crestwood 32 and Beachwood 7. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We're glad to have you here. As long as you're watching, it makes doing this worth it to me. Crestwood schools don't pay me anything. I do it because I love Crestwood football. I love head coach Jack D'Amato. He's the best thing to happen to this community, in my opinion, as far as local sports go. He's been great. He started by helping build up our youth program. I believe it 1 year we were down to 24 players between 3 divisions. That's like 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th grade, and then 5th and 6th grade. 24, 26 players. We were up near 100 the last couple years, and that's thanks in part to Jack D'Amato, Rich McIntyre, and a whole host of other people. Mark Voyko, Chris Santon, there's Chris Ironman. There's so many guys that helped build that program into what it is today. We have our own field. over at Shalersville Park. It's a beautiful, beautiful football field, and it's their own. They have a concession stand. They have a beautiful walkway with a archway entrance. So the handoff is to Blasio, and he's got nothing but daylight ahead of him again. This kid is hard to stop, and he got the last block that he needed. He's in for the Crestwood touchdown. Number 5 on the night for Nate Blasio. Also want to mention, I don't know if anybody knows this, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Nate Peters was the head coach here before Jack D'Amato, and he has rejoined the staff this year as a quarterbacks coach. He was the head coach for a while and kind of walked away a little bit bitter. There was some issues. I don't really want to discuss it on the air, but he was a heck of a coach and a heck of a good guy, and I'm so glad that he's back. Crestwood's not even going to attempt the extra point. They're just going to down the football. Score being 38-7 with 2:18 to go in the third quarter. Another one of those things that I respect a lot about Jack D'Amato is things like that. Most teams would have gone ahead and tried the extra point. Run up the score, helped your ratings for playoffs and stuff, and Jack's going to do the right thing and down the football. It's hard to do as a coach. You know, you just want to score. You never want your kids to stop trying to score. It's hard to tell them to stop and turn the motors off, but it's the right thing to do. And I'm glad we got a coach that'll do that. I'm not saying other coaches wouldn't. I'm just glad that we have a coach that does. So with 2:18 to go in the third, Crestwood leading 38-7. Ironman's going to tee up the ball at the 40-yard line. I believe we have a lot of younger guys here on the kickoff team subbing in. So Ironman kicks the ball away. That's another pretty good kick. Drops down about the 25. It's grabbed by Pinckney at the 23. No, that's not Pinckney. I apologize. And he's looking for some room, and he is out and barely gets back to where he got the ball at. Down right around the 23-yard line. Stephen Heritage on the tackle. Stephen's a junior wide receiver defensive back. Number 45 makes that tackle. It looks like he's going to stay in the game. Get some reps. So Beachwood's going to go 4 wide, but Pinckney's still in at quarterback, which even out of the shotgun, he's probably not going to pass the ball. He's just going to look for a hole to run through. He does have a man in motion, left to right, fakes the handoff, looks around the outside, breaks one tackle. He does throw the football. And, yeah, we bumped into the receiver as he stopped to make his cut back to the ball. It's going to be a pass interference. Although it was incidental, it looked to me like the receiver ran into the defender, but like I said, I think we have a bunch of young guys out there on the field right now trying to get some reps in. So the Bison do get the first down. About 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter here. And they're going to be content just to let it run out. So at the end of the third quarter, Crestwood has a big lead, 38-7 over the Beachwood Bison in what I consider the rubber match since we started playing Beachwood. This is match number 3. We each have won a game. They won 2 years ago. We won last year. And it looks like we have this one pretty well in hand for this year. But it's been kind of a fun little rivalry between the two schools the last couple of years. Like I said, the game 2 years ago was literally a 2-minute drive to end the game. Beachwood ended up scoring on the might have been, memory serves me right, might have been the last play of the game to win. And then last year's game, we scored with about a minute and a half to go in the game. That game is available online, as it was a CVC game of the week last year, if you'd like to go back and check it out. We scored, and then Beachwood had the ball, and we had 4 consecutive stops to end the game. We ended up winning by 3 or 4. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Beachwood at the 38-yard line. In the shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. He looks to the left. The ball is up and is way overthrown. No chance of catching that one. Jacob Thomas was looking for number 9, Caleb White, on that pass. Looks like they're Beachwood's kind of going to quarterback by committee here. Their everyday quarterback is typically number 12, Larry Clark. Number 14, Jacob Thomas gets in there. Number 24, Martez Pinckney, has been taking a lot of direct snaps, and he's in the shotgun right now. And he's just looking for room to run. He's got the football. He cuts it out to the outside, and he's got a little bit of room. He's got a lot of space. He runs into some defenders. Gets over the Crestwood 40-yard line up to the 39. Freshman Ty Berquist on the tackle. Number 44. He's a freshman. I had the distinct honor and privilege of coaching Ty and Luke Zasnewski and Jake Devlin, some guys whose names you're going to hear the next couple of years, back when they were in 6th grade. It's a special moment for me to watch them out here on a Thursday night, but Friday Night Lights, but still Thursday night, getting some varsity action in. So the pass is up and it's overthrown. I believe that was intended for Pinckney, who looked the wrong direction. Oh, take that back. That was Jonathan Owens was the intended receiver. I think some of my medication's starting to wear off. I'm sneezing and coughing all of a sudden. I apologize, folks. It'll be 2nd and 10 Beachwood at the 39. And they're going to do a little trickery. Oh, ball's on the ground. Number 14, Pinckney tried to do a little flip to number 14, Jacob Thomas, who couldn't grab it and bring it in. And after the play, there's a flag on the field. Looking to see what the call is. Offsetting penalties. Must have been some extracurriculars after the play there. So it's going to be 3rd and 20, almost 21. Back near midfield at the 49.5. Crestwood's 49.5. Beachwood's going to have the ball with 8:07 left to go in the game. Beachwood does have 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun snap is back, and he throws it 15 yards over the head of his intended receiver. Not sure who was in the wrong place on that one. But Beachwood looks like they just don't want to be here much anymore. They had a little fire early on when they went down and almost kicked a field goal. Then they scored not too long ago. They seem to be kind of fired up then, and they just seem deflated right now. But like I said, there is a bunch of underclassmen playing for Beachwood. So we're going to go false start. The left guard bounced a little bit. And that's going to back them up 5 more on 4th down. They're just going the wrong way. 4th and 25. Back at their own 46. They got to get to the Crestwood 29 for a first down, and they're just not in position to punt it. They got 5 wide now. 3 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 in motion, right to left. Number 14 drops back, heaves it up, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. That was intended for number 9. That is Caleb White, who's had his hands on a few passes tonight but hasn't brought any of them in. Crestwood's going to get great field position out of this. Caleb's a junior. Caleb White, the intended receiver, is a junior wide receiver for the Bison. Jacob Thomas was in at quarterback on that pass. It was a good pass. I mean, it was in his hands. He just didn't reel it in. Maybe a fuzz underthrown, but he made a good play on it. So you got one wide receiver, wide, and it's a direct snap. I can't tell who has the football, but it's on the ground. That was number 44. That was Ty Berquist. Dropped the football. These freshman guys in here getting some reps, and not what you wanted to happen. But Ty's going to be really hard on himself over that. I hope he's not too hard, because that kind of stuff happens. You're a 14-year-old boy out here playing against 18-year-old men, and those things happen. I hope he's not too hard on himself. So, scores 38-7, 5:34 left to go in the game. Beachwood has the ball, 4 wide receivers, 1 in motion, right to left. Pinckney's going to take the ball, and he's looking for some room, and he breaks a couple tackles, and he's got some room down here. And Zasnewski in on the tackle. Up near the first down. It depends on the spot of the football, and it looks like they're going to give it to him right at the 50. That'll be a Beachwood first down. So here we go. Beachwood's got the ball, 1st and 10, and a shotgun. And Pinckney's looking to throw. Oh, and he's dragged down. Number 44, Ty Berquist in there. Might have got his face mask. I saw flags come in. It was a little after, but the way Pinckney spun around, it might have been a face mask. Yeah, face mask against Crestwood. Looks like he just reached out. I don't think it was intentional. Just reached out and got a hand in there and got a handful of face masks. So that'll move the ball 15 yards the other direction. Wait a minute. I'm confused. Okay, they had to go back to they originally marked off 7 yards there. I wasn't sure why, so now they're starting over. Going to mark off 15. That puts the ball down at the Crestwood 35. So we have a whole group of freshmen on the field right now for Crestwood. It's good to see. And the snap goes to Pinckney. He tries to go up the middle, just off tackle, and is brought down after about 3 yards. Noah Horn in on the tackle. I saw sophomore Brody McCleary checking into the game. It's going to be 2nd and 7 with 2:25 to go in the game. Beachwood's not in any particular hurry right here. So, same thing, shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 to the right. Pinckney's a quarterback, and he hands off to number 10. Who's wrapped up by number 44, Ty Berquist. Not much of a gain, if any, there. Got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 7, Beachwood. With the score 38. Crestwood to Beachwood 7 in the final minute and a half of the game here. And direct snap to Pinckney, who takes the ball and runs and hits just a wall of Devils. He doesn't want to go down. But his forward progress is stopped after a gain of only about 2. There's so many hats to the ball. That's what we preach. You know, when you're coaching little kids, you preach hats to the ball, hats to the ball. Get your helmets there as quick as you can. And so many defenders right there to meet Pinckney. He just had nowhere to go. And as soon as he hit the hole to run through, it closed on him quick. All right, so they're going to stay in same formation. Pinckney in at quarterback. And direct snap. He's going to try to run it up the middle again, and he is met, and he ain't going to get it. That was 4th down. That's going to be a turnover on downs. He's well short. Looked like Ty Berquist in on another tackle there. Oops, I lost my roster. Number 20 also in on the tackle there. That was Noah Horn. And that'll do it. They're going to let the clock expire. That's the end of the game. With the final score, your Crestwood Red Devils 38, the Beachwood Bison 7 in the rubber match between these two teams. Crestwood comes out winning 2 out of 3. In what was just an absolute dominant performance, another dominant performance by Nate Blasiola, who put this team on his back and said, you know what, I'll just run it in all night long, folks. He's something special, and he's only a junior, folks. We get to watch him do this again next year. Absolutely outstanding, amazing performance, 93-yard touchdown in there. They had 250 yards last week, 254 yards rushing last week. I'm sure he's every bit close to that this week as well. And now it's time for the helmets up as the band plays the alma mater. It's one of my favorite things that we do here. Win, lose, or draw. You take your helmet off, you hold it up, you pay some respect to your school. It's a great tradition. So that'll do it for us here on this Thursday edition of Friday Night Rocks here from Jack Lambert Stadium. We will be back here next week at our regular time. I'm going to flip this over to something real quick here. Give me one sec. Where is it? Just take a look at the upcoming schedule here. Next week, we have the Harvey Red Raiders coming to town, followed by a trip to the Cardinal Huskies the following week, and then we'll be back here again for, I believe, our last home game on October 6th versus Berkshire. Why is that thing in there? Sorry, I can't even see what I'm doing. Get that other thing out of there. So there it is. Next 3 games against teams with losing records. Crestwood improves here to 4-1 on the season, and I bet if you would ask Coach Jack what he would think if he could start off 4-1 this season, I guarantee you he said I would take it and be happy with it. And aside from a first half, kind of a bad first half performance when Ritztown came here in week 1, Crestwood has just been dominant. We have been dominating every team we've played. We start league play next week as we do take on the Harvey Red Raiders. But it looks to be a very winnable game. So I hope you'll join us. I will do much better to get the stream started on time next week as best I can. I apologize again, folks. I hope that doesn't deter you from trying to tune in again next week. If you can, we would much rather have you here cheering these guys on in the stands, and I'm sure they would appreciate it too. But my hat's off to Blasio tonight, who ran like a man all night long, and it was a beautiful thing to see. So that's it again for us here tonight. I appreciate you tuning in. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week as we take on the Harvey Red Raiders. God bless.
First of all, it's freezing.
Right.